All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're zeroing in on an absolute blockbuster. We are looking at a complete tactical preview and battle analysis for the Qualifier 1 matchup between RCB and GT. Okay, let's dive into this, because we're not just here for the surface level hype. We're going to break down the exact mechanics, the ground conditions, and the literal tactical blueprints these two juggernauts are bringing to the table. We've got a ton of fascinating ground to cover, so let's jump right in.
Look, the stakes here, they're absolutely massive. Winner goes directly to the final. No second chance is needed. So the pressure is on a completely different planet compared to your standard regular season games. Both of these squads are stacked with raw talent. But as you'll see throughout this explainer, talent alone, it's just not going to cut it tonight. When the pressure is dialed up this high, strategy, that ability to outthink and outmaneuver the guy across from you, is what actually decides the match. It's high-speed mental chess.
Section 1. Pitch and toss strategies. Let's move to this and see how it builds the foundation for everything else. So before a single ball is even bowled, the physical environment and the decisions made by the captains right at the start literally dictate the entire trajectory of the match. Which brings us to the massive strategic question staring both captains right in the face. Do you bat first or do you bowl first? I mean, it sounds like a simple flip of a coin, right? But the answer here holds the absolute key to the whole shebang. Seriously, think about it for a second. If you're standing out there in the middle, a spot in the final on the line, what's your call? Well, let's look at the science of the pitch to get our answer.
It turns out winning the toss and choosing to bowl first is actually the vastly superior option here, and it's all because of a very specific chain reaction. Since we're under the lights for a night match, step 1 kicks in. Dew plays a major role. As the temperature drops, moisture settles heavily on the outfield grass. That directly triggers step 2. When the ball hits that wet grass in the second innings, it skids beautifully onto the bat. It just makes batting significantly easier. And finally, step 3, the kicker. Because that ball is basically as wet as a bar of soap, the spinners are going to really struggle to grip it. So, if you bowl first, you're essentially forcing your opponent to deal with the tough batting conditions early, while your batters get to tee off on that nice, skidding ball later in the night.
So, the crucial point is really understanding how this specific pitch behaves early on. Overall, yeah, it's a very batting-friendly pitch, but there is a massive catch. The fast bowlers are going to get some serious swing and seam movement in those starting overs. That fresh new ball is going to be darting around doing all sorts of unpredictable things. So it creates this really intense mini-narrative right at the top of the innings. Survive. That's it. If the batters can just weather the storm of those opening fast bowlers, if they can survive the power play without losing early wickets, the foundation is completely set. Once that new ball loses its shine on this flat deck, we could see a truly monstrous total light up the scoreboard.
Moving on to Section 2, Team Strategies Unpacked.
Right, now that we know what the battlefield looks like, let's isolate exactly what each side needs to execute to punch their ticket to the final. And this brilliantly illustrates the contrasting game plans we're dealing with today. For RCB, it's a super delicate balancing act for Virat Kohli. He's got to provide a start in the power play that's aggressive, sure, but careful enough to survive that swinging new ball we just talked about. Then, once the middle overs hit, RCB's batters absolutely must go on the offensive against the spinners. And defensively, their undisputed priority is getting Shubman Gill out early. Now, flip over to the Gujarat Titans. They are relying heavily on early stability. They desperately need that opening partnership between Gill and Arsan to weather the storm and get settled. If those two build a base, RCB is in big trouble. Then in the field, GT is banking hard on Rashid to be their ultimate game changer in those crucial middle overs. It is a complete clash of styles.
And finally, Section 3, Key Matchups and Pressure.
Now, what's really interesting about this breakdown is seeing where those overarching team theories break down into raw one-on-one combat. It's like looking at a heavyweight boxing card. First up, we've got the ultimate middle-over showdown, Virat Kohli squaring off against Rashid Khan. Remember how RCB wants to attack the spin, but GT is using Rashid as their main weapon? This matchup is exactly where those two game plans violently collide. Whoever comes out on top here essentially dictates the middle of the game. And then, you've got Shubman Gill facing Josh Hazlewood. RCB needs Gill gone immediately to crack open the lineup, but GT needs Gill to stabilize the power play against that swinging new ball. So Hazlewood steaming in with the new ball against Gill's rock-solid technique, that is going to be incredibly tense from literal ball one.
But as we weave all these tactical threads together, we have to talk about the elephant in the room, the ultimate intangible factor. One small mistake can completely change the game. I mean, you can analyze the pitch all day, you can predict the dew factor perfectly, you can map out a flawless power play strategy on a whiteboard. But tonight, It's not just about talent or preparation. It is entirely about who handles the suffocating, lung-crushing pressure of Qualifier 1. A single misstep, a slightly dropped catch, or just a split-second lapse in concentration against a swinging ball, and the entire script gets flipped in a matter of seconds.
So we've unpacked the science of the night sky, the physics of the pitch, and the intricate tactical maps both of these amazing squads are bringing to the field. Now, it's over to you. Based on the strategic breakdowns we've just explored in this explainer, who is actually going to execute their plan when the heat is on? Who will win Qualifier 1, RCB or GT? Drop your tactical predictions in the comments below. I absolutely cannot wait to read what you guys think. Keep analyzing the game, enjoy the match, and ask yourself, when the lights are brightest, who blinks first?